California lawmakers have just made a bold move that could reshape the state's energy landscape, and it's stirring up plenty of debate. On Saturday, in a last-minute push, legislators approved a bill that permits the construction of up to 2,000 new oil wells each year in the San Joaquin Valley, while simultaneously tightening restrictions on offshore drilling along California's famous coastline. But here's where it gets controversial. This legislation aims to balance the urgent need for affordable energy with the state's ambitious climate goals. And not everyone agrees on whether it's the right approach. The bill, known as Senate Bill 237, emerged from a behind-the-scenes agreement involving Governor Gavin Newsom, State Senate President Pro Tem Mike McGuire, and Assembly Speaker Robert Rivas. Their goal? To address rising concerns about gas prices and the looming shutdown of 2 of California's 13 oil refineries. While experts say the state currently has enough refining capacity to meet demand, the closure of these refineries could slash that capacity by roughly 20%, potentially causing more unpredictable fluctuations in gas prices. Democrats supporting the bill describe it as a tough but necessary step to stabilize the energy market in the short term, even as California continues its push toward clean energy and reducing fossil fuel dependence. Senator McGuire called the package the most impactful affordability, climate, and energy legislation in our state's history. He emphasized that these measures will not only help put more money back into the pockets of hardworking Californians, but also protect air quality and support the transition to a sustainable economy. Assemblymember Lori D. Wilson, who represents the Benicia area where Valero's refinery is set to close in April 2026, highlighted the economic fallout from that shutdown, estimating a loss of $1.6 billion in wages and a significant hit to local government budgets. While she acknowledged that the bill won't save the Benicia refinery, Wilson argued that boosting domestic crude oil production and reducing reliance on imports will help stabilize the market and preserve jobs across the state. However, the reality is that California's crude oil production is declining rapidly, about 15% annually, which is nearly twice as fast as the state's most aggressive projections for reduced gasoline demand. The new legislation would grant legal approval for up to 2,000 new oil wells per year in Kern County, the heart of California's oil industry. This move effectively sidesteps a decade of legal battles initiated by environmental groups aiming to block drilling in the region that produces roughly 75% of the state's crude oil. State Senator Shannon Grove, a Republican from Bakersfield, defended the bill by pointing out Kern County's expertise in energy production. She noted that the county generates 80% of California's oil, 70% of its wind and solar energy, and over 80% of in-state battery storage capacity. Grove argued that Kern County should be seen as a partner, not an adversary, in securing affordable energy and boosting economic growth through job creation. On the flip side, environmental advocates have expressed strong opposition to the trade-offs embedded in the bill. One particularly contentious provision would allow the governor to suspend California's summer blend gasoline standards, rules designed to reduce vehicle emissions, but which also increase fuel costs. If gas prices spike for more than 30 days, or are expected to rise sharply, this has sparked criticism that the bill prioritizes big oil interests over long-term environmental health. Some progressive Democrats, including Assemblymember Alex Lee, chair of the Legislative Progressive Caucus, voted against the bill. Lee called it a regulatory giveaway to big oil that would do little to stabilize gas prices or save refineries struggling amid declining oil demand. He urged a focus on future-oriented solutions rather than clinging to fossil fuel infrastructure. Beyond oil production, the bill package also includes measures to make offshore drilling more challenging by imposing stricter safety and regulatory standards on pipelines. Additionally, lawmakers approved a 15-year extension of California's cap-and-trade program, now renamed Cap and Invest, which limits greenhouse gas emissions and allows polluters to trade emission allowances. This program is a cornerstone of California's strategy to achieve carbon neutrality by 2045 and generates billions in revenue to fund climate initiatives like high-speed rail and safe drinking water projects. Another significant part of the package is Assembly Bill 825, which would enable California to join a regional electricity market with other Western states. Supporters say this would enhance grid reliability and reduce costs for consumers by allowing the state to buy and sell clean power more efficiently. However, critics worry this could mean California ceding control over its power grid to out-of-state or federal authorities, raising questions about energy sovereignty. This legislative package raises important questions. Is expanding oil drilling in Kern County a pragmatic step to ensure energy affordability, or does it undermine California's climate commitments? Should the state prioritize short-term economic stability over long-term environmental goals? And what are the risks and benefits of integrating California's electricity market with neighboring states? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with this approach, or do you see it as a step backward? Join the conversation and share your perspective below.